Wonderful, 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 and the sun is shining on me. So I'm happy to be here, and I have entitled this live Chronicles of Hope because we all love hope. We all love that positivity. I have my watermelon juice. I am inspired. I'm sitting in the sun. The sun is shining on me. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it feels great. And I feel great just to be here on live because I've truly taken the time to embrace. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? Zachariah. What's up, baby? I love being called baby. I've enjoyed my time with my family. So anyone who is in my life currently, I do reside in Hawaii. However, summer is travel time. Summer is family time. And I am here in the loving throes of my family. And I love it. As you should be, Zachariah. There's a lot to be interested in. Let me tell you, okay? First of all, let's do the earring check. So we have the boba earrings going on, the nice pink boba earrings. Why not? I have switched from my normal red to pink, and I'm glowing in the California sun, and I love it. 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 So today, I am so excited because, as I said, I've been hydrating with watermelon juice, which is great for your skin. Hey, let me see. Hey, Serenity, what it do? What it do? I'm in my parents' backyard with some watermelon juice. I'm happy to see you, my neighbor. You're always my neighbor. I love you, Serenity, and I love saying your name. Please tell your mother Hope is always happy and doing well. However, the fact that you came and said, hey, Hope, adds to my day, Serenity. Let me just prop this up because I have a pillow that's behind my phone so that my phone doesn't overheat, because I forgot in this California sun that the phone can overheat. However, Chronicles of Hope, I am so excited because I have found so many insights yes, and I love you all. I always do. I miss you. I miss seeing you walk past and me poking my head out and say, hey, Serenity. That's my niece. Anyone here on my live, Serenity is my niece who lived behind me and will always live in my heart. So I believe that being back in California and in my hometown and going to places that seem familiar because they are, and it's kind of weird. Because it's that I'm walking the same paths that I used to walk when I was 7 or 8, and now I'm not. And I've accomplished these things that I dreamed of at that age, and seeing that journey and seeing that path and seeing the return of that as my mom closes the door, because she's like, you talking, I don't need to hear it. And I'm reminded of the fact that our dreams, our goals, these visions, or maybe just things that we think about as children or during our lives, they're given to us for a reason. They're given to us for a reason, and oftentimes that reason isn't just so they stay in our mind. They're there for us to bring them forward. And what do I mean by that? Zachariah, you're asking me a lot of questions that is not necessarily on the path that I'm speaking about. So I took off my glasses to read your message. However, if the continuation of these questions will not be answered in the same form. I'm here to deliver. I'm not here to show my eyes to you. And I'm just reminding of that. So I love the fact that when I'm back in my hometown, and when I'm back, thank you for liking and sharing the live. It's going to get really good. And this may be a long one because I'm fully immersed in this experience at this point. And I'm going to put my glasses back on. Thank you, Zachariah. However, the sun is like on me. The sun is on me. So yesterday I had this notion to go to this park. And something in my intuition said, go to this park. So I listened. I often share on this journey. I'm on a journey of listening. I am on this journey. I am a professional speaker. I'm somewhat intuitive, and I'm connecting to my own inner personal magic, which means when I hear something, I identify with it and I go. And my parents also get annoyed. They're not too annoyed. They love that I'm here visiting. However, I don't know why my mom doesn't let me drive her car. I have no idea why. By the way, I'm a very safe, cautious driver because my father would allow me to drive once I could pay for my car insurance. So I did not start driving until I was 18. Oftentimes, especially in California, people have their permits at 15 and 16 in their cars. My dad says, as soon as you can pay your car insurance, you can drive, which I said, that's fine. I always had somebody that could scoop me. I always could find a way to get around. However, once I began driving at 18, my father bought me a car. And it was a 1987 Plymouth Sundance. And thank you, Todd F. 1987 Plymouth Sundance, 4-door, clean. But it didn't match my coolness. So I remember going to my father's office because I walked in his office, thank you. And he said, come to the back. And he walked me to the parking lot and he handed me the keys and said, this is your car. And I took the keys and I started to cry. I sat there on the curb crying because, Dad, do you know how cool I am? I'm 18 years old. I'm going to conquer the world, and I cannot conquer the world in a 1987 Plymouth Sundance. I can't. And he said, well, this is your car. And he walked away. And I continued to cry for maybe 10 or 15 minutes on the curb next to my paid-for car. And I am I'm just me. You may label it dramatic. I label it me. However, sure. Thank you. I do know that. Thank you. Was it an 8-cylinder? I don't know. I love you too. I don't know. Because I was too stuck in crying and thinking, Dad, I can't be seen in this car. Do you know who I am? Do you know the people at the junior college who are going to judge me because of this car that you have bought for me? Like, I cannot drive this car. And it took about 20 minutes for me to cry as I was sitting on the curb. And I said, you know what? Okay, this is my car. And I quickly just moved past it. Like, I can continue to cry, or I can get in this paid-for car that's for me. And it was clean, and to me it was like driving a Ferrari. And I always see that with anything. I'm going to take care of it. This is my first car. It was purchased for me. It's mine. I kept it clean, inside and out, vacuumed, loved that car. It smashed. My father would fill it up once a week. His rule was, as long as I was in school, He would fill up my gas tank once a week. Now, this is back when gas was 98 cents a gallon. So this was like roughly 20 years ago or so. And yeah, it taught me a life lesson. I can cry or I can get in this car that's paid for, and it's for me. And it was also, I wasn't crying for me. I was crying for my belief of what others were going to say about me. When in reality, if they said it, oh well, I was still smashing in my car. Okay? And if you want a ride, I could give you a ride. It's nice and clean. The AC works. My sister had bought me, I think for my birthday, a CD player. So I took out the stock. I mean, you could not tell me that this wasn't arranged. This little $500, $1,000 car meant so much to me. And I learned in that moment, sure, you can cry. And then you can accept what is given to you and make the best of it. And so that's what I did. So I would drive around in this car and I was so happy. And I remember, because my father's name is Benny, my friends got me those decals. Remember those decals? And it said made, powered by Benny, because my father is a very gracious, kind, powerful, loving individual. And I would drop my little sister off to high school in the morning, and I felt just so safe in this car that when I received it, I was crying and thinking of the perception of others. But once I accepted that this is mine, it doesn't matter what others think. It matters what I think about it. And I loved that car. I have to think what happened to that car, because I didn't buy my own car until, 4 years ago. Anyway, so driving around my hometown, I would often reminisce. And now it's a lot different, because I left my hometown just under 20 years ago, but I would come back because I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I would come home 4 to 6 times a year, sometimes more. I would always come home for Christmas. I would always come home for each of my parents' birthdays. I would often come home for summertime. The pool is here. My mother and my father, they love to have their girls around. And I'm one of 5 girls. And I also love, and I understand why I've cut back on a lot of stuff, because my mom is like a maximalist. If this morning I asked her for a box of Kleenex to replace in the bathroom, and she has like 48 boxes and 48 bars of soap and 8 bottles of lotion, and there's just so much abundance of everything. I am stopping the evil every time I talk, so I'm not going to watch the movie. My name is Hope, and I am the bringer of good things. So I don't know what you're talking about, Yeshua, truth. However, I am hope, so I am truth. I am the gospel. I am the good word. Anything outside of that does not pertain to me. Now that you know, spread that word. So I woke up and I told my mom, I'm going to go to the park. She was like, the park? Because my mom is shrieky. She's the loveliest woman. However, she's always prepared for her whole family. Good evening, Mag. I'm here for you. Don't let evil in, honey. There ain't no evil. Only great things come to me. Let me stop the live to tell you this. Only great things come to me. Only. All the time. This positivity, this energy that you see is because I'm just goodness. I wake up and I'm grateful, and I journal how grateful I am, and I journal and I'm grateful that I'm in my parents' home, and my father is 76 and my mother is 73, and I always have a space to come home to, and I'm grateful that I'm loved and supported. And because of that, anything outside of that does not matter to me. I don't care. And if you're new to my live, you will hear me say this often. A lot of things I don't, well, Mag, of course. Thank you. Thank you, Mag. I mean, now, okay, let me show you the fit. Let me show you the fit, because now I'm on my real Cali girl tip. And I love the sun, and I'm gonna get back to the goodness that I am. However, the fit is everything. I've done the earring check, which are the pink bobas, which I love, from Hawaii. And it's a beautiful 82 degrees, which is my threshold. 83 to 88 with a slight breeze is my perfect temperature. And I said, I'll wear jeans today. So I found these. Let me show you. High-waisted, like southern, like they're just amazing. And so this is the fit for today, obviously with a Birkenstock, because I love my Birkenstocks. But you really can't go wrong with these 70s influenced high-waisted jeans. So you saw the fit, and never, Zach. I used to live there. I am so jazzy. I used to live in Jersey. I'm not looking forward to ever being in Jersey, although it has a space in my heart. I will be in New York. However, I'm not ain't nothing for me in Jersey right now. Ain't nothing for me in Jersey, except one of my bikes that I left at my old apartment complex. However, all good things come to me. Negativity doesn't come to me. It doesn't even sense me. I'm too bright of a shining light, right? So because of that, I only expect great things to come. There's a lot of people that would like to meet me, but I'm not just going to say yes and meet you. And that's it. You have to make much more. Any of the gentlemen in this live, you got to make a bigger gesture than that. That is nothing. Anyone can say, I want to meet you, I want to see. That doesn't mean anything. For me, you have to catch my attention, right? I'm not easily impressed. And that isn't enough for you to say you want to see me. Great. So does my mom. So does my mom. That's not a great gesture. I would need a grand gesture that catches my eye and catches my attention. Otherwise, you don't have my attention. I wouldn't care. And I will just go on with my life, because there are people that will. But you, my friend, are not. So I told my mom I wanted to go to the park and read a book. Let me talk about the books. I understand when you seeing something good. I get it. I understand. I mean, listen, I fully understand all the way. Okay, that's okay. Love 3, sure. That's how you feel. I'm in full support. It doesn't mean anything to me. However, if that's how you feel, fantastic. So prior to me going to the park, I took a walk. Now, I told everyone in my lives I love my sexy walks, and I actually made some watermelon juice because it's great for your skin. Watermelon juice keeps your skin so hydrated. I'm not ignoring your questions. I don't see it. I'm coming here to deliver a message. I'm often not reading the messages. There's a few people that are regulars that I check in with and I respond to. However, if I don't answer your question, it's purposeful. It probably wasn't something that I caught. Oftentimes messages come in and I don't scroll back, or it wasn't, I say if I see nothing, I say nothing. So if I see nothing, I say nothing. Be it I didn't see it, or it wasn't for a response for me, period. I went on a sexy walk because my mom donated our bikes, which I'm already I'm working through that. And I'm getting a bike from my sister. And I don't have my rollerblades, but there are some rollerblades at the house. So I decided to take a walk. And the beauty of the walks is I'm walking past my old schools and seeing parts of my life that seem so far away, but created who you see now. And as I walk through and have my sexy walks and watch the sun go down, I saw in front of this house there was beautiful flowers all over the place. And I love flowers. I'm a plant goddess. I'm an earth goddess. I like to be outside. And so I went to smell these sunflowers, which were absolutely beautiful. And as I got closer, exactly, Mr. Mixmaster, exactly. And I love drinking anything out of a beautiful glass, which I probably got from my mother because she has like 500 glasses. And it's really only my mother, my father, and my little sister. I don't know why there's so much. However, I'm grateful for it. So as I was smelling the flowers, I saw one of the greatest things ever, which I love. And it's take a book, leave a book. Take a book, leave a book. So let me show you the books I picked up during my sexy sundown walk. Now, I've never actually read Jane Austen, so I saw this and I said, okay, yeah, why not? Why not read a Jane Austen book? I mean, it's there. Take a book, leave a book. So I picked up Persuasion by Jane Austen. If anyone can recommend any of their favorite Jane Austen books outside of Pride and Prejudice, or if they've read this, shoot me a message in the chat. I love to laugh. So I found this. And I can practice some here on live because who wouldn't want the jokiest joking joke book? The jokiest joking joke book. Who wouldn't want this? Yes, Pride and Prejudice is like the book that everyone speaks about. I didn't see it. I saw Persuasion, which is her last book. So let's see if I can get through it. You know, I did live in England, so maybe that's a part of it. However, what did the watch do at the end of the day? You guessed it, it clocked out. It clocked out. The watch, what did it do at the end of the day? It clocked out. Oh my gosh. This is so great. How do numbers get in a line? They count off. They count off. Okay, I'll give you one more and then I gotta shut it down. How did the restaurant feel about so many guests? It had some reservations. It had some reservations. I mean, this is really all I need in life. This has been the gift that keeps giving. And I believe I was led to this home exactly, and I love it. I love it. I love the dad jokes. I love to mix them into like speeches, or if I'm at the grocery store, instead of saying how's your day, I would say, what did the rocket say to Earth? I'm gonna have to take off now. That would just make your day. This is why I'm always so happy, because corny things like this make my day and make my life. I don't know, Mary. What does have four eyes and can't see? Meg, it's funny, okay? Mary, I don't know, so you would have to tell me. I don't know. I don't know what has four eyes but can't see. If it's not in this book, I don't know. But I will tell you, I'm going to be loaded up on some jokes, so just be ready. Just be absolutely ready. Look at the one. The eyes on the top of the stove. Okay, yeah, I get that. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Then after that one's great, Mary. Thank you for that. I also got Frankenstein. So I asked my dad, I said, have you read Frankenstein? And he said no. And my dad reads a lot. And the actual book is a lot different from the story we see with the monster. So I did get Mary Shelley's Frankenstein just to read a classic, and I read all the time. Yes, they try. What's up, what's up, what's up, Joyful Life? Good to see you. So I have Frankenstein, and that's a quick read. And then I love inspirational books, obviously. My Mount Everest story, because I know there will be quotes that I'll be able to take. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love that, Mr. TNT. Thank you, I will. Bill Young, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Are you insane? Why would you tell me what I should read? No, I'm going to read the jokiest joking joke book. That's what. I'm going to read Frankenstein. That's what. I'm going to read whatever I want. I'm not going to read what you tell me to read, Bill Young. I know a lot of my history. And guess what? I know a lot of history, period. But I'm creating history, which is even bigger than that. So I get it. Good night. Did you say call me? Zachariah. Exactly. I do what I want to do. And you can ask my parents. You can tell me what to do. I won't do it. I often listen to myself. So I appreciate it. Probably comes from a helpful space. However, no. No. So, Mount Everest. I do. So let's just do that. Perfect. I don't know. I don't know. My Mount Everest story, someone who climbed Mount Everest. However, it gets even better because I love museums and they had these old Smithsonian magazines I love. So I'm really excited about this. And this was all from just me taking this walk. So as I was taking this walk, they tripping. I ain't worried about it. Look at me. I'm glistening in the sun. You think I'm worried about that? As I'm walking, I do enjoy some plant medicines. However, because I'm here with my parents, I don't really partake. And yes, Smithsonian magazines are fantastic, and I will read them cover to cover. I have challenged myself. Well, when you say read this, that insinuates a lack of the availability to read anything else. And you never know what someone knows. So I'm making history. I'm going to go on with that. And it's never any pressure because I listen to me. I don't listen to you. So as I was walking, I saw two individuals who were enjoying some plant-based enjoyment that you can put a fire to. And I said, hey, because I talk to everyone. I really talk like this all the time. And I understand. And thank you, Bill. Thank you. No bad energy was taken. So I said, hey, are you open to me partaking? And they were like, sure. I said, okay, my name is Hope. They were like, oh, hi, Hope. And they let me partake on their, you're welcome, and not you're welcome, with pleasure. Thank you, Bill. And don't do that again. So I was in their circle in front of their house, young kids. And when I say young kids, like anyone who's probably under 25 is a kid to me. Exactly. And California, Hawaii, we love sharing our plants. Okay. So I started talking to them, and they had just graduated high school, and we had a really cool conversation while we were enjoying this plant-based thing. And they were sharing how they would love to travel. And I said, oh, definitely. And just start saying that you will. Just start saying that you will. Is that the age, Valerie? 18? And I shared with them, I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I've lived all around the world. And all it takes is the idea. All it takes is the idea that you will. It doesn't mean that you have to say on March 22nd at 9 a.m. I'll go. Just start dreaming. Because I know for me, it was already implanted because I traveled a lot as a kid with my parents. My father loved the outdoors, and he believed that to expand your mind is one of the most gracious things you can give yourself. And because of that, I always knew it was possible for me. And I was sharing that with these individuals because I was once them. And just to say, listen, I'm from this same hometown. I went to this high school. Like, you can do whatever you choose. Just know that it's for you. Once you know it's for you, things start opening up. And we enjoyed this time. And I said, hey, listen, if you're out here every day, I'm going to be taking these walks. We'll share and we'll enjoy on a daily basis. And they're like, whoa, Hope, you're so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Cool. I continued on with my walk. And after I left, I began saying, oh, okay, maybe there's a reason why I'm here. And yes, I talk a lot. But oftentimes when we engage with people, we don't know the effect that we may have on them. We don't know how we leave a lasting impression. We don't know how our encouragement may allow them to dream bigger, or how the simple nature of similar backgrounds allows someone to say, yes, this is for me. Thank you, Joy for Life. So yesterday I grabbed my book and I said, Mom, I'm going to the park. And I don't know why, but my parents don't let me drive their car. I have no idea why. This is why I told you about my first car, because I wouldn't drive fast, because I had to pay my car insurance, which was exactly, I absolutely agree, Michelle. Why I never had a ticket, because my dad said, you gotta pay for your insurance. So, okay, if the insurance is already this much at 18, I'm not gonna have it go up. So I've never had a ticket. I don't really speed, maybe. I don't want any of that. So they don't let me drive their cars, and my sister was gone. So I said, well, I'm not gonna walk. Hey, I'll hop on the bus. Yeah, that'll be cool. Why not see this city from a different vantage point? And my mom said, you're get on the bus? I said, yeah, why not? I've lived in all of these metropolitan cities where I've never had a car. I would only take the rail or the metro or the bus in London and Paris and throughout all these places I've lived, with the exception of Hawaii. Hawaii was the first place where I had a car, that I had bought a car, that I even factored that into my equation. So I looked on Google Maps and I saw the bus times and how to get there, and I put on my backpack and my sunglasses and my headphones, a bottle of water, and I said, I'm going to the park. So as I was walking to the park, I was walking through my old neighborhood and seeing familiar things like, okay, I remember when I used to play there. I remember when I would go over there, and how that made me feel. If I would have known 20, 30 years ago that I would be in this position, that I would be telling myself, all those places you wanted to see, you saw them. All those places you wanted to go, you went. And some of them, you actually lived there. What I would say to my 12-year-old self. Because I'm still that dreamer. I'm still always dreaming. I don't even factor in these places that I've lived. I know it's a big deal to live in Paris, but I did it. So what? What's next? It was a dream and I checked it off, but there's always something bigger. And I continued to walk, and as I was walking, I walked past this gas station, and I saw these two beautiful bronzed women, and they saw me from the corner. And they just started clapping. They said, we saw you from the corner, girl. We saw you from the corner. We saw some pink shaved head, and we saw your style, and I knew she was something special. I said, thank you, sis. I appreciate that. And y'all are too. She said, yeah, but we have to tell each other this. And I said, they get it. These young, beautiful women. Thank you, honey Marie. And listen, I'm shining in the sun, oiled up, glossing. Listen, glistening, glossing. You got to. Thank you. And they shared how, as young women, we don't always appreciate each other and tell each other our beauty. I do all the time. I see beauty, I'm going to see it, and I'm going to say it. And hearing it from them, it clicked. I said, oh, the journey has started. There's a reason why something told me to go to this park. And these young women said, you look great. I said, well, thank you. And this outfit, I got it from the thrift store. And she said, you know, that's great because I don't want to spend a lot of money on clothes. I said, okay, I understand that. And I hold the space for that. And that doesn't even need to be said. Because there could be a moment where there's something that looking like new money. Listen, I look and feel like a lot of money. I love that. I love that, Cece. I love that. We already are, honey Marie. It's not that we need to. We already are. I don't even focus on that. And I'm going to skirt to this. I don't focus on anything that's negative because I know what I'm putting out. I know what I see. I don't even bring that up. Because all I'm doing is uplifting and all I receive is upliftment. So to even highlight something that's not presently in my reality or ever will, it doesn't illuminate what I see for myself. And I told these young women, don't limit something like a financial abundance. Because if I said, here, I just want to write you a $10 million check, how would you respond to that? How would you respond if you're thinking money is tainted or evil or bad? It can be what you make it be. However, back to the two young girls, I said, you never know what's in your future. So don't limit yourself to just X, Y, and Z, or this amount of money for this clothes, because you're not aware of what's in your future. She said, I understand. And I said, I love y'all. You guys are reflecting me. You're a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of you. Keep shining and keep spreading this positivity, because it may take courage to go and tell someone that. Oftentimes it's met with a beautiful response, but the courage to say it, yes, it's a tool, it's an energy. It's just an energy for exchange. What you put out does come back. That's what I believe. It's my truth. It's not the truth. It's a truth. But because of that, I don't even say anything that would resemble negativity, because that's not a part of my reality. So I continued to walk, and there was a time where I would have been like crying, like, Mom, I'm not going to take the bus. I was very supported by my family. And I would whine and complain until I got tired of doing that, and I would just make it happen for myself, just like the other day. If I can't use the car, if the other car is gone, if I don't have I will get there. For me, it's not the in-between, it's the goal. The goal is to get to the park. How do I get to the park? Do I need to walk to the park? Am I taking a skateboard? What am I doing? It's a beautiful day. So I walked to the bus stop, and bus was before time, and it was perfect. It was nice and cool. It was clean inside. I was the only one on the bus. The bus driver, I said, thank you for being here today. And he looked at me like, what are you talking about? But I'm always talking like this. So I get on, and it was quite a beautiful ride. However, it was a different ride, because now I'm looking at it from a different vantage point. I'm seeing these streets that I've ran, and streets I've stayed out late in, and buildings and places that have some significance, and now they're almost just like items in a museum. And the beauty of that, to see how all of this shaped and formed me in some way, and the acceptance of that. And I do love people, and I love just to see and feel people. This is really why I love public transport, because you really see people. And I had to get out to transfer buses. So I got out to transfer buses, and it was like a 20-minute connection time. So I saw a Starbucks, and I crossed the street to sit and read. And as I was sitting, I saw someone there also sitting, about to light up another, I thought it was a cigarette. And I went to the person and said, hey, do you have a lighter? And the person said, I do. Would you like some of this plant-based thing? I said, oh, sure. And he gave me a pre-roll. And I said, I'll save this for later, as I'm reading in the park. And we sat, and I was just talking to this gentleman. And he said, I said, thank you. You're very kind. I appreciate this. He said, you're welcome, and you have a beautiful aura. I said, thank you. I hear that, and thank you. My name is Hope. He said, Hope. Wow. I have a niece named Hope. In fact, I have 2 people in my family named Hope. I said, wow, that's amazing. Okay. He said, and I have a cousin named Whisper. I said, whoa, Whisper? He said, yeah, but I wouldn't like the name Whisper because, in school you're going to get teased, whisper, whisper, whisper. I said, I understand that. I see that point. And I also, exactly, I found that so beautiful, Cece. I said, I find it beautiful, and I find the attention to detail that's given to a whisper. If someone whispers, I love you. If someone whispers, you're safe. If someone whispers, you look beautiful. How that feels different from saying it in your full enunciation. And I shared that with this gentleman. I appreciate what a whisper means. You have to pay attention. Oftentimes you have to come close. It may be directly into your ear, and the beauty of that, what a beautiful name. He said, I guess you think we're all winners, right? I said, well, yeah, if that's how you choose to see it, that's how I see it. I do believe we're all winners. However, you only know you're a winner by telling yourself. He said, you know what, Hope, you're right. And now again, this is another stranger just at Starbucks outside on the patio. And he said, to be honest, we are all winners because we made it. I said, yeah. He said, we, as sperm, we beat out millions of other fighters. I said, exactly. Like you are meant to make it. There was millions of others in that race, and we're the ones that actually made it. So for me, it means something. Every day means something. Every day that I'm breathing means something to me. This is why I carry this presence. It's also because of my parents. I always give a lot of this credit to my parents. However, the fact that you made it means something, even from that start of life. There was hundreds of millions of other swimmers trying for the same position. And he said, in that regard, Hope, we are winners. He gave me a high five. He said, we won. I said, thank you. I needed to be reminded of that. Thank you. And as we continued to talk, he said, do you live here, Hope? I said, no, I don't live here. I live in Hawaii. However, I'm here for the summer with my parents, and this is my hometown. And he said, wow. Well, if I see you again, please stop and talk. I said, of course I will. And I looked at my clock and I saw, oh, it's about time for the bus to come. I love watermelon juice. So, bus comes, I hop on the next bus. Now, the next bus was quite full. It was polar opposite from the previous. And I love that. I'm always people watching and listening and just feeling what's going on. Not out of fear, but truly out of the experience of life. And so we came to a stop, and there was two women that were talking to the bus driver. And they had their phones out, and it looked like they were trying to figure out a route. And there was a gentleman behind me who saw this exchange. And he saw the women get off the bus to find another bus. And he said to the bus driver, hey, are they good? Do they need bus fare? I said, let me check, because there I go. I get involved. I said, there's a gentleman in the back that wants to know if they needed bus fare. And the bus driver said, no, Hope, it was, he didn't say my name. He said, no, they were just trying to figure out how to get to this location. I said, okay, thank you. And I'll let the gentleman know. So I went to the gentleman and I told him it wasn't that they didn't have bus fare. They were trying to get to a destination, but they need to be on a different route. And he said, yeah, I always ask because somebody really came through for me. I said, that's a blessing. He said, yeah, there was one time I left my bus pass and I was trying to get to work and I had left it on the table, and someone on the back of the bus said, I got you. And they paid my fare, and I never forgot it. I never forgot how that person looked out for me. So I'll always ask to make sure, to see if someone needs just that fare. You never know where they need to get to. I said, that's a blessing. And that's beautiful that you recognize that, because since it happened to you, you are passing it on. He said, yeah, it means it can change your life. I said, I understand. It's already changed your life. you were ready to help two strangers. And the beauty of that, of witnessing that, because oftentimes, this is why I say this in my lives. There's so much beauty in life. I'm not focusing on the negativity. I'm not even bringing it up because this is all I see. Someone who didn't even know two people and was ready to pay their fare. This happens all the time. And to be aware of it, and to see it, and to embrace it, and to know that's constant. In fact, I believe there's more of that than whatever you would label negative. But this is only what I see, because I really only do see the positive. I don't care about that stuff. That's not for me. That's not uplifting. That's not enriching humanity in any way. I want to hear that. I want to see that. That made me feel good. Like, okay. I said, that's an amazing thing that you did. And thank you for sharing. He said, yeah, you never know what people are going through. I said, you're right. So this gentleman got off in like 3 or 4 stops after we had this conversation. And I said, thank you. Thank you, brother, for sharing that. And thank you for your kindness. Especially that you shared that story with me. I appreciate that. He said, you're welcome. You're a blessing to me too. And gave me this big smile. And then he got off the bus, and I'm always recording this and listening and engaging, because there's a lot of that. However, when you choose to focus on whatever you hear from whatever outlet, I don't even get into the variations of the different outlets. There's a lot of good out here. Yes, it's feeding your spirit. People, I believe, are genuinely good. Stuff happens. And that's not for me to judge. We've all gone through things. However, to see these beautiful moments of humanity reminds me. And maybe it's a reminder of what we put out ourselves. So the bus continued, and I finally got off. I reached my destination, which is this big park that spans miles and acres and goes over foothills. I don't know, Master Rich. I don't know. Yes, and I don't know. It's both. It's both. I'm confident in saying I don't know. It's yes and I don't know. I don't have a favorite anything. I have things that I have a preference to, but just having one of anything is not my life ever. Ever. I don't have a favorite of anything except for me. I am my favorite. So, and I don't watch movies. My life is a movie. I don't have a TV. I'm often reading or journaling or outside. I don't watch TV. If I did, I would stream to my computer, but I don't actively sit down and watch anything. My imagination is far too poignant to see creations from other people. But I did go see Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, something with my niece, like last week or the week before. Otherwise, I don't really watch movies. Or I'll watch a documentary. There's a few foreign films I watch, but you'd be hard-pressed to see me sit and watch a film. So I arrived at the park, and I started to walk, and I had my book, and I was ready to put my beautiful fabric out and read the book, and something said walk, because I love walk. I love to be in movement. And as I was walking, I started seeing all the beautiful families in the park. And then I began to see the beauty in this area. Hi, 1%, nice to see you. I remember running in this park because I've always been a runner. I love to run. I started off as a sprinter, and then I went into cross country, and I've been into long distance running since. And I remember training at this park when I was maybe 12 or 13. And I remember smelling the similar scent of the plants and the dirt. And it was bringing back all of these memories of me pushing myself to complete, what is cross country? Is it 10, 12 miles? To complete. And it reminded me of the friend that would come and run with me, who turned into a boyfriend of mine, which I loved dearly, and was quite a figure in my life. And he was a fantastic runner. And it reminded me of how I would almost emulate his stride, because he was very tall, 6'5". He could just run for miles and miles and miles. And it reminded me of when he passed, which was interesting because he transitioned the day that I moved to Hawaii. And it was almost this full circle moment of being led to this park, and the familiarity of this and the memories that were coming from this journey to the park. And the memory of this person, which I believe, to me, there is no death. There may be a transition, and they may not be on this form, in this form. However, they are around us, thank you, and with us in some way. And that was my constant running buddy. And as I was at this park, I just said, okay, let me keep walking. Exactly. Yes, the Spirit always lives on. And again, I'm just being led by this intuition that's saying, just go here, go here. And I'm thinking, this seems a little, I'm just going to listen. So as I'm walking, I hit a path that goes off into like a mountainous area in the foothills, which I love. And I'm walking, and as I'm walking, it's coming to a fork. So I'm on one side, I see two women coming on the other side, and we're about to collide on this dirt path walking. And I see it's a beautiful bronze goddess with her mother. And the girl looked quite young, maybe 21, 22, along with her mother. And they were with another younger girl who was maybe 5. And they looked at me, and she said, wow, I saw you through the bushes, and I saw your pink hair. It was, oh my gosh. I said, hi, how you doing? I just start talking to everyone. I really do. I'm always smiling, and I'm ready to talk. And I said, hi, my name is Hope. She said, your name is Hope? You're exactly what I need in my life. I said, I probably am. At times, I'm the physical manifestation of hope. So you called me into your life. So we start walking this trail, and we ended up doing about a 6-mile loop. And as we were walking, this beautiful young lady was telling me she just completed college, and she just completed her degree in psychology, and how she wants to go into a therapy practice. And I shared, I said, I think that's beautiful, because having a therapist that looks like you creates, thank you, Cece. Thank you, Mag. I said, having a therapist that can reflect your reality creates a comfort. And that comfort creates a clarity and a safety for someone to say, you know what, I feel safe talking to you. So thank you for pursuing that. And I know you'll be great at it. There's people that need people that look like us to be in these positions. So thank you. She said, wow, that means a lot. Thank you. So it's the truth. I love a therapist. I love my therapist. I love my massage therapist. I love my acupuncturist. I love my chiropractor. Like, it's all a part of it to keep us, to me, aligned and in tune. And as we were walking, someone had taken some chalk and upon our path wrote, "You are awesome girls. Keep going. You can do anything in life that you choose to as long as you say yes." This was written on our path. I said, whoa, I must be really in alignment today, because this is like I'm talking to you and then these things are on the ground. And I was sharing with her, I said, listen, I will share this. Travel, number one. Exactly, Mag. Number one, travel. Because what traveling gives you is time with yourself, time to learn yourself, and time to watch yourself grow in real time in situations that you can't imagine. Now, that can happen in any space. However, if you do this upon traveling, it's rapid. Furthermore, I've shared with her, I would suggest, yes, praise him, leaving wherever you grew up. And this is why. If you're in your hometown and you decide to shave off all your head and become a orange picker, someone may say, I remember Hope when she had hair and she used to be a cross-country runner, but now she thinks she can pick oranges. Why does she think? You don't have that when you leave. When you leave somewhere that's familiar, anyone that knew a previous version of you is not around. So there's a freedom to create a new version without others to remind you of previous versions. And the comfort of that. And I shared with her, I said, from California, I moved to DC. So there was no one that I knew. And furthermore, you don't know yourself at 22. And she continued to share. She said, yeah, well, I was a student athlete and that was my persona, but now I don't know my persona. I said, well, you're learning it in real time. You're not supposed to know it. 5 years ago, you were in high school. You don't really know much about yourself. You are developing at this point. At 22, you've usually chosen to go to school or choose a profession or start a business or travel, but this is where it starts. It's not that you don't know yourself. You are knowing yourself, but you have to learn what to know about yourself. 22, every age is a great age, but I use that age because this is the same age as a young woman, and this is the age that I left my hometown. And I knew I was ready. However, for me, the 20s are just for, I won't even say mistakes, because you don't even know they're mistakes. You just don't know. So it's a lot of learning. It's learning of yourself. It's learning of boundaries. It's learning of what you like. It's learning of what you don't like. It's learning of maybe occupations that you like, or maybe it's not even an occupation. Maybe it's just something you like to do. Your way of handling relationships or stress. And we're constantly learning and readjusting. However, in your early 20s and throughout your 20s, and I'm speaking solely from my perspective, you're just building. You're just building. There's not much for you to know, because most of the time someone is telling you what to do. Go to class, or I'm your mama, go to your room, or do this. This is why it feels uncomfortable. And I shared with her, yes, it will feel unfamiliar, but so what? You'll get familiar, and you can shift at any time. That's the beauty with life. You can shift at any time. However, at 22, it will feel uncomfortable because you just don't know. And you have to take that step, because you're actually developing your persona in the moment. And who you are at 22 isn't who you are at 32. Who you are at 32 isn't who you are at 42. Who you are at 42 isn't who you are at 52. It's a constant learning and adjusting, and it's okay. It's just that jump to get away from what has been familiar and the foundation. And that's a part of it. And she said, you are exactly what I needed. I said, well, have you been stressed about your future? She said, yeah. I said, well, why? She said, well, because I don't know what to do. I said, well, that's normal. Most people don't know what to do. That's okay. To stay awake at night because you don't know what to do actually doesn't bring any clarity. It does nothing but keeps you away from a good night's sleep. So go to sleep and dream. Wake up and just dream. What do I want? What do I want? Do I want to eat ice cream all day? Do I want to be an influencer? What do I want? Especially in this day. You can create something out of anything. And I felt this from this young woman's mom, because as I was speaking to her, I said, I'm a speaker and I was a flight attendant for 15 years. I did this and that, and I speak multiple languages. And her responses were, I would say expected. How do you make a living from that? Do you have a college degree? What are your plans for your future? I said, wait a minute, am I being interviewed? What do you mean, what are my plans for why are you asking me my plans for the future? Do you want to be married and have kids? I said, listen, I came out here to take a walk. I didn't come out here to tell you if I'm getting married. We could chill right now. In fact, this is why I like talking to the kids, because oftentimes it's not about that focus. Sometimes you just have to start something to see it. It's oftentimes, this is what I know and how it's going to be. Oftentimes it's just, I'm going to start doing this. And then it starts coming together. And the young woman's mother asked, are you a mother? Do you have kids? I said, I have not birthed any children from my body. However, there are individuals within my family that may put me on a high regard as a guardian. Yeah, but I get it. I'm me. I'm Hope. I get it. You may be like, what is this? What is this? I'm not thinking about that. And matter of fact, I told a man is, listen, I got plenty. The focus isn't a partner. I'm always open and available for that. I'll know it when it comes, and I'm open to it. However, that's not my focus. My focus is really my voice and the message and building what I have. The focus isn't marriage and children. I don't think about that. Are you listening to me? Do you hear me talk about that? That's not a focus at all. In fact, I will say this to anyone who identifies as a woman, a female, that our focus, and even for men, anyone, our focus is ourselves. Regardless if this is selfish or not, I don't care. My life is about me. It's about what I like, what I learn, what I unlearn, what I journey through, what I can share to someone else. And I love companionship, but stop it, Mag. And the focus for having a partner means that there's something that I'm not putting into myself. Because trust me, they're around. They're always around. I never am lacking any attention from a man, which I love. I love men, and you guys are great. You just aren't the pinnacle of my life. This is why I will say, you can be great, and I will leave you. You guys are all great. It's just not that great. And that's how I've chosen to live. And I've enjoyed every man that's been in my life. There have been some exceptional men that have had a space in my life. However, my life is truly learning me, being okay with me, building me, being safe with me, having something for me, and then being in partnership with someone else. I'm not genuinely focused in the opposite dimension. And so the young woman's mother asked me, are you married? I was like, do you see a ruby or a 5-carat princess cut diamond VVS on my finger? You don't, which means I'm not. Are you? She said, yes, I've been married twice. I said, okay. What led you to say yes the second time? And the young woman's mother said, well, I said yes the second time because the gentleman, we share the same first name. I said, okay. And we created a beautiful child. I said, okay, that sounds beautiful. And she went on to tell me some of just the workings that happen in a relationship. And I said, wow, okay. It seems like I've made a great choice. Because I often say this joke, and a partner of mine would say, people want you to rush to get married so you can be unhappy like them. Now, I don't believe everyone who's in a committed relationship is unhappy. In fact, I believe I've seen an exceptional example from my parents of what a partnership is. And this is why I'm cautious about who I choose to have by my side. Because one of the biggest commitments you can make is who you choose to bring into your life. It is a choice that needs attention and time. And my father would say, forever is a long time, baby. So think about it and take your time. And how often, at times, maybe as individuals, we don't feel that. And we just want that partnership, maybe to satisfy something in us or for whatever reason. And I went back to talk to the young woman, and we began to talk about her just learning herself outside of college, outside of a sportsmanship, and these titles that we pick up in life. And we can also put these titles down. There's a time to be a student, a college student, an athlete, a mother, a confidant, a girlfriend, a fiance, a wife, a divorcee. We get to choose. And there are times when titles can be complete. And oftentimes those times when it completes can be unfamiliar. I was a student and I'm no longer. What's next? I was a wife and now I'm not. What's next? I was a mother and now my children are all grown and outside of the house. Now what's next? And I challenge you to feel that that's a beautiful space to be. Because that, thank you, Harry, that is a space of recreation, and that's where I'm at now. Of saying, what do I want? What is next? I take it further. I dream, I feel. I've shared this. Before I moved to Hawaii, I would visualize the sun on my skin and walking past the ocean and picking the mango, which I do. But it takes the vision. It takes the vision. And there's something about being in my parents' home, my childhood home, this safe place where I'm launching a lot of new things. And I said, Dad, there's a clarity that I feel when I'm home. There's a clarity. There is a creativity. There's a safety. There's a real sense of support that I feel when I'm home. And my father looked at me and he said, it's supposed to feel like that. We always wanted home to be that space for you girls. I thought, wow, the forethought into that. And how lucky I feel because of this space. And I've shared this. I've always said, I'm a dreamer and I try because I know I can always come back home. It's not a worry about making something work. It'll work because I'll make it work. However, I can always come back home. And we can create that space of home for us. It does not have to be necessarily your parents' home. It doesn't have to be your hometown. You can create that within yourself. You can create that space anywhere. And to have that space is to have a safe space of clarity, a safe space of oneness, a safe space of focus to launch. What's up, Nikki? I checked out. I saw you do some hair. Okay. I ain't mad at you. I did check you out. How beautiful that is. Yeah, and I want to. There's that element. I understand if you don't want to. Sometimes I've met some people and I say, I see why you left your house real quick. I would leave. However, home can be what you create. And create it, because we need that safe, protective launch pad with pleasure for when we need to retreat, when we need to relaunch, when we need to remaster, when we need to redo, when we need to reimagine. Go to that space. Maybe you don't have it. Maybe you're thinking about it now. Maybe it's a place in a park or a tree, or you will create it tonight. However, create that space, because that safe space is where really dreams come to fruition. And I'm thinking about the times where I was able to come back home. When I was kicked out of the UK, I came back home. Prior to me moving to Hawaii, when my friend transitioned, I came home. And the beauty of that, I don't take this for granted. This is why I often speak of my family, specifically of my parents. And how even this is different. Now I get up, and my dad is very traditional, very old school, very I love my father. He is my father. And I just leave it at that. In the mornings, I get up and make my dad his coffee. And I had to do it 3 times yesterday because I couldn't serve my dad some weak coffee. And the coffee was coming out clear. I mean, it looked terrible. I was like, yo, I can't give my dad this coffee. He's going to look at me like, Hope, what is wrong with you? How dare you give me this weak cup of coffee? That's my dad. So I said, Dad, listen, your coffee's going to take a little bit longer because my father loves his coffee, but they're very particular. They get the whole beans and they grind the beans and then brew the coffee. I take it a step further. I make sure the mug is hot. I boil water. I put it in the mug to heat the mug so he has a nice hot mug. I heat up the half and half. It's for my father. It has to be the best. And it took me 3 tries to grind the coffee and put it in the coffee maker. And then I got the correct strength of coffee. And I poured the hot coffee into the hot cream, into the hot mug to make my father this great cup of coffee. Because he's 76 and he gets up, and I teased my sister because I said, Dad turns on the TV so loud. All I hear is 800-588-2300 Empire Today. Like I'm like living in a TV show. Why is it so loud, Dad? Why am I hearing that infomercial? And I usually go in and turn it down and turn off all the, thank you, Harry, turn off all the lights that he's turned on. I mean, my dad is 76 and he's 9 years after a stroke. He's still my father. Like, we all serve him. I get him his coffee, I get him orange juice. My mom usually gets up and makes him breakfast, which is, my dad's as old school as you get. Get him some grits and some scrambled eggs and like pork. I used to eat that. I no longer do. However, because you know that song, Empire Today. But it's like on volume 76. Dad, turn it down. It's 6:37 in the morning. Why do I hear it all the way at the back of the house? Turn it down. You're just going to turn it to Sports Center anyway. But why do I need to hear about the A's game at 6:37 in the morning? Turn it down. Turn it down. I just get up and turn it down. Turn it down. These old folks, but I love them. And I will constantly do this because these people made who you see. So if I have to make the coffee 3 times, I make it 3 times. They had made some mistakes. Oh, I didn't even tell you. This is why I'm so lucky and positive. I guess 777 portal was on the 7th. That's actually, yes, exactly. And I got to turn it down. I got to turn it, like, I don't need to, I put in my headphones and listen to affirmations. I can hear it all the way in the back of the house because my sister got my dad this sound bar. Like, it was a terrible idea. People above the age of 70, I understand you can't hear, but the whole neighborhood doesn't need to hear. And I don't really need to hear this at 6:30 in the morning. Do you need term life insurance? No. Dad, turn it down. Turn it down. My parents' anniversary is 7/7. It's July 7th. So 2 days ago, what was that? 3 days ago, we celebrated my parents' 45th year anniversary. 7/7. And I said, do you guys know how lucky this is? Lucky sevens. I'm sure they picked this purposely. And they always have the same meal. If they don't go out to eat, my father loves a steak. So my mom usually gets him his cut of steak. He loves New York steak or a New York. There's another cut. My dad taught me all the cuts of meat. I don't eat meat, but anyway. So they got that, and they just love a baked potato with sour cream and chives, and they love a nice salad. There you go, porterhouse. That's it. Because porterhouse and New York steak, I believe, are from the same cut. So I said, Mom, listen, I would like to make you something for your anniversary dinner. I would like to make you a potato. She said, in addition to my baked potato? I said, no, I wanted to make the potato. She said, well, girl, I'm going to have my baked potato. I said, okay. You have your baked potato And I would love to make you some crispy Parmesan potatoes where you put them on the baking sheet and the Parmesan gets all crispy. It's delicious. She said, okay. I said, I also will make you a bread because you love your bread. I'll make you a loaf of bread to go along with your meal. What's up? What's up, BLS? That's right, Big Hope. That's what they call me. That's what they call me. And I'm going to make you some compound butter. So my father would always make, he called it liquid gold. He would take maybe 10 heads of garlic and peel them and put them in a baking pan and cover it with olive oil and put it into the oven to make garlic confit. And then would use that garlic infused oil for all sorts of things. So I said, I'm going to confit some garlic. And on my walk, when I went to get my books, you know I'm an earth goddess, I was picking plants. So I found some lavender, which I love, rosemary, which I love, and I was putting it in my pocket. So I said, I'll make you a garlic rosemary compound butter to go along with the bread that I'll make for your anniversary. She said, okay. And even that was beautiful. I'm like making my parents bread for their anniversary. It felt really nice. And it's one time, and I'm sharing this on live, that I'm seeing the different space I'm in. My parents are in their 70s, and yes, they are capable of doing everything, but to have that assistance and to say, for your anniversary, let me make you some bread. Let me make you some nice garlic rosemary butter, which was delicious, by the way. Everyone, my dad didn't even wait for it to cool. As soon as I pulled it out, I said, Dad, while the bread was rising, I said, look at this. It's risen. It's going to be the best, Dad. It's going to be so good. He was like, yay. So I took it out of the oven, and he got up. I said, Dad, where are you going? He said, I want a piece of bread. I said, it just came out of the... All right, Dad, I'll get you a piece of bread. And even that made me feel good, because I love both of my parents. I'm a daddy's girl. But to see my dad excited about bread that I made, and then I said, hold on, let me get the butter, because I made garlic confit and roasted the garlic, and this rosemary I picked on my walk, and putting that together. And so here's the bread and butter. It's almost, it's somewhat full circle, and it was beautiful to celebrate their anniversary in a different way, especially after 45 years, and seeing all of these crossroads, seeing the difference in myself and in the things that I see on a daily basis, especially being back home. And knowing this is a part of it. Knowing that my dad's gonna have the TV loud as hell in the morning. That's just something every morning. Every morning. We go through it. Every morning. And I love it. And I love it. And coming in contact with individuals, especially with the hello loves, the individuals that I'm meeting and I'm sharing my experience with, and them hearing like, wow, you're from here? Yeah, it doesn't matter where you're from. It actually where you're from does not matter. Where you end up matters to me more than where you're from. You don't have a say in your starting space. That's just where you were deposited. But it does not prevent you from anything. And you should shine anyway. If you're under the sun, the point is to shine. So as I take my walks and I collect my books and I speaks to people that I see along my way, along the journey. The realization is it's always working out. I hear that, Captain. I hear that. I hold space for that. I hold space for that. Share something beautiful about your father. Because he did instill ideals into you that still live on. So remember that. And I'm learning, because I do love my father. However, the TV doesn't need to be on like 78 in the morning. That's beautiful. I had a conversation with someone who did the same thing. How powerful. Yeah, to appreciate our guardians or whoever. Yeah, that's beautiful too. That's beautiful too, to see the people that love your guardians or family members in different ways. That's beautiful. I remember seeing that when my father had his stroke 9 years ago, and all the people that would come to the hospital. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? And you're a part of it. That means you got that in you. That's beautiful. I remember seeing all the individuals that came to the hospital to say, oh, your father's a great man, Hope. He helped me, all of these things. What's up, Chris? Well, he's everything you are. Like you that's still within you. Thank you, Chris, for the rose. And they live through us. And I'm seeing that now. I mean, I don't turn up the TV that loud. However, I can be extremely, sometimes logical, like my father. What's up? My father's very quick, as am I, and has a way with words, has a way to stay calm. And I love my father and my mother. I was out with her shopping today. Here's the other thing. They put me to use now. Like, now I'm the one changing the light bulbs and stuff. Yeah, you, Captain. So I'm back. I had to take time to be just with my family. There's a realization that time with my family is precious and fleeting. However, I'm present, which is what matters. And I will continue to enjoy every moment and shine, because I'm in the sun. I'm here to shine. I'm supposed to shine. So I'll leave you with this. Shine. Everyone before you wants you to shine. No one before you has ever said watermelon juice, because it's exceptional. It's great for your skin. It keeps your skin, hydrated. I like to hydrate through vegetable and fruit water. So instead of just water, I would have like cucumber water or cucumber juice. Yes, watermelon juice, pineapple juice, like from the actual plant, not from a bottle. I'm gonna grind up some more and make some more. And I'm supposed to make a pina colada. As it does. It does, yes. Thank you, Ashton. Listen, the pool is right here, too. The pool is right here. Hold on, let me... You can kind of see. I have to turn on the pool cleaner. I'm like... me and my sister often do all of this stuff now. Yes. Yes, they remember the lives you touch. And know that we're always touching people's lives. Whether directly or indirectly, whether it's purposeful or not purposeful, we leave an imprint on everyone. So, and my blood pressure is perfect. I don't have high blood pressure. That comes from stress, honey. Ain't got it here. So, never got to worry about that. In fact, they say, Hope, you have the best, lowest blood pressure. If it was any lower, you may not be here. And I said, it's going to stay that way. That's stress. Ain't no high blood pressure over here, ever. Okay? The moment someone gives me high blood pressure is a moment that they will never see me again. However, that's what I have to share today. I'm shining in the sun. I'm getting ready to go and take my walk. Yeah, well, Chris, that's not good. Exactly, Chris, that's not good. And I will constantly say this, especially after seeing my father have a stroke. That is, it's what you allow it to be. So, shine, because yes, we are only actors in somebody else's play. However, I'm writing this story for the romantic comedy, sci-fi, independent, thriller, animated, claymation film. That's my film. And continue to be the reflection of love, because I'm drinking a lot of watermelon juice, but I don't consume alcohol. I consume a lot of liquids. I don't consume alcohol at all. For several years. I used to. Yeah, because why? I've danced on the best bars at the best places all over the world, the best vintages and champagnes. I've done that. I don't need to. It doesn't serve me anymore. So I don't consume alcohol. And I like to be clear. All you have to do is be the sober person around a lot of drunk people, and it will change a perspective, possibly. So no, I don't consume alcohol at all. But my father does. I told him I was going to make him a pina colada because I have fresh coconut. I need my coconuts, since my cute coconut man isn't bringing me coconuts to my door. I just have to buy them. And I bought a fresh pineapple, and I said, alcohol can be great. It depends how you manage it in your life. I mean, I have drank quite a bit. I just no longer do. So I told my dad, I'll make you a fresh pina colada, and mine won't have any rum in it. And he said, put rum in mine. So I will do that now. I will make my dad a nice pina colada, and I will make myself just pineapple coconut juice. And I will hydrate and stay in the sun. I'll probably take a dip in the pool and continue to enjoy my time with the family, because I just feel good. I really, really do. Yeah. Good. Stay in the gym. Stay being a reflection of love, because you are and have come from the infinite source of love. Show up. I showed up today. I love Hope too. Thank you, Harry. When you show up, make it look good. As a matter of fact, I had someone tell me that. I was in Home Depot because my mom sent me to the store to replace some fluorescent lights. And there was a young woman at the checkout counter, and we just were both positive and beautiful. And she was like, girl, show up. I said, I say that every day. She said, you do? I said, I do. So remember to show up. And when you show up, make it look good. You know, got the boba earrings and the glowing skin. And we are all guiding lights. Sometimes we are the light that's for someone. Other times we're the light for ourselves. At times we're the light for someone behind us. So remember to shine brightly, because your light is lighting someone's way. And once you know that, You can always turn the wattage up, or you can turn it down. It's up to you, but be sure to shine, because I will. And it's looking good over here, okay? As I tell my mom, I feel even better than I look, okay? I feel even better than I look. So I'm gonna go make my father a fresh pina colada, probably with a lot of rum, good rum, or tequila, something like that. I will. And I love you all. Until you see me again, just know I will be shining, CC and Chris. I'm shining for you, okay? I love you. I'm out. Go get some sun today. Some real sun. And smile. People need to see you smile. Bye-bye. I will be blessed. Thank you for the finger heart. Thank you.